and I don't know if this is a Midwest thing or if I really just don't look like myself in photos or whatever, but more times than not, people don't say, "Oh my God, are you Haley?" or "Oh, you Haley Bonar?"
Mm-hmm.
They go, "You really look like the singer, Haley."
Nice.
And I'm like, just wiping the coffee shop down, like, thanks. I heard she's a babe.
That's
You
funny.
start listing off
Room for
compliments.
cream.
Yeah.
Celebrities are just like us.
Dystopia tonight. Dystopia tonight.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up?
Hello.
Oh, if we had prizes to give away, that'd be so fucking cool. I wish that was the show. Everyone would be so excited.
You should have lights.
I know.
You need some razzle dazzle. So.
When she's not wrong. We do need stuff. That'd be really cool. This is what we used to have. A friend of mine. I really bad CGI, and I'm not even like I use the word CGI like loosely. We had a Cthulhu because I thought like, oh, Dystopia Night, it'd be fun to have like a sidekick who was like Cthulhu. So I drew like a thing. And then realized, oh, we don't have technology to mask shit. So I like cut out like a hole in the part where his mouth is. And my friend would just kind of talk over it was really bad.
I like that though.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like trashy creative. DIY.
That's my stripper name.
Happen. Put the idea out. Just
yeah. No, I get it.
Yep.
Trashy creative is a great name, and I want to use it as much as possible now. That's my code name on Twitch and all that other shit.
Trashy creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
But yeah. So where are you? You're in LA, right?
Who, me?
Yeah. No, you're not in LA.
Oh no.
Where are you?
No. I'm in the capital city of Minnesota.
Oh, very
St.
nice.
Paul.
Very
You know,
cool.
the epicenter of police killing Black people.
Yeah.
Right now it's very heated again, and unfortunately, you know, that's like when I was watching your intro, I was like, oh God. Yeah, it's still happening all the time. And whatever, you know, not to say whatever, but it's just funny because a lot of people ask me that, like, do you live in LA? And I'm like, I can be in LA for a couple of days, and then I scoot back to the Midwest where everybody's ugly and drinks Coca-Cola.
There are a lot of beautiful. But you're.
Sounds like no, you're right.
Yeah, I was never gonna disagree. I was like, no, but we're ugly here in Jersey too. But
you drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah, we drink Mountain Dew. You're absolutely right. I still get. I mean, I don't drink like classic Mountain Dew, but if I ever feel like being trashy, whatever. Trashy creative. I go to Taco Bell and I still get Baja Blast, motherfucker. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. You ever had the Baja Blast? Is that just a Jersey thing?
No. That sounds like what happens after you eat Taco Bell.
That's so great. I love that you said that because I've never thought of that before, but that's a good you're absolutely right.
No shade against Taco Bell though. I just go for I'm plain Jane ground beef taco, soft shell, one soft shell, one hard shell.
I got you. What's your go-to junk food on the road?
On the road,
yeah, like if you gotta, you know what I mean, like when there's no real options and you're like, we gotta do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess either the T-Bell or rock some McDonald's. I still rock some McDonald's from time to time.
Nice.
I grew up in South Dakota. I don't give a shit.
Oh, cool.
Like that was like our like fancy dinner. It was like it's Friday night. Everybody hopping, going to the Golden Arches, and like people are so ooh McDonald's, and it's like whatever, man. It's cheap and it's good. So
yeah, exactly.
Just like me.
I remember when I was a kid, my big, like, if they were like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'd be like, I want to go to Taco Bell. And they'd be like, really? You can go anywhere. And I'd be like, you heard me.
Like,
I want to go to
That
Taco
was a
Bell.
great 30th.
That was a good 30th. You're probably not wrong. You're probably, I'm like, what did I do for my 30th?
I drove for Lyft for a very short period of time a few years ago.
Really?
And for 2 weeks, it was like, this is the best. This is my new career. Like, this is the best job ever. And then after 4 weeks, I was like, I don't feel safe doing this job. But one of my favorite stories, I picked up this very large, very intoxicated man. He gets right in the front seat of my tiny car. I'm like, oh, there. Hi there, guy. Right in the front. He's like, eh. I was like, how's your night? And he's like, I hate this place. I was like, where are you from? He's like, Texas. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'm starving. Can you please drive me to Taco Bell? And I was like, yeah, man, I got you. So I took him to Taco Bell and waited in line for a little while. And he's telling me about his life or whatever. And then I pull up and they're like, and he's like, don't judge me for what I'm about to order. And I was like, it's all good. He got so much food. He had this huge bag.
Oh my God.
And he's like, you sure you don't want any? I was like, no, I'm okay. I'll smell it for the next 2 hours. Thank you. Dropped him off at his hotel and he was happy as a clam.
Oh man.
But
my roommate and I used to do this thing where we would retox, we'd call it. And like once every month or like every other month, we would go to Taco Bell and get Taco Bell party pack and each eat 6 tacos. And also on top of the party pack, because you had to get the specialty tacos too. So we'd get the what's that fucking octagonal looking thing called? Do you know what it is, Tom?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the oh my God. I'm literally pretending like I don't know what it is. I'm like, oh my God.
Chalupa.
No, not the chalupa. That's the I get the chalupas. That's the thick taco with the thing on the inside.
Okay, sorry.
I'm picturing it.
Yeah, we all know what it is.
It.
I'll edit it in later, really bad editing. It'll like cut it and I'll be like,
put it over my face.
I'll have like the bell sound in the background, like sponsor us. Yeah, we get one of those and like the soda or everything, and it would be like whoever knew immediately, like the next day we were not available. We're like, no one coming to the apartment. This is our
Baja Blast.
Time.
Yeah, bye. Baja bye.
100%.
You know what? I always think about those like Dorito tacos.
We used to get those too.
Are they good?
So fucking good. If you love Doritos and also Taco Bell, they're real good. How do you like that for marketing, Tom?
Yeah. I guess that's why it was born.
Yeah, they're really fucking good, and they have the extra spicy shell. And it's like, that adds an extra layer of fire here. Yeah, it's great.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. I love that I could talk about Taco Bell all fucking day long.
I'm not even kidding. I think they might need to be our sponsor. This is the nicest you've talked about a product ever, John.
Can I tell you why? We are going to get, first of all, I will, and this is no joke, Taco Bell employees are the nicest. Like, I've never had a problem with the Taco Bell employee. They are happy to see you. They're happy to hear from you. They fucking give you all the sauce that you need, like extra sauce. Yeah. I could make my own. If I ran my own Taco Bell, I'd never run out of sauce. Like, I think those could probably expire, but
napkins.
Yeah. Yes. And they're like, there's no judgment there either. I've shown up at 2:00 in the morning. They're like, hey buddy, what's going on? I'm like half out of my mind. I'm like, what's up? And they're like, you having a good night? Do you need anything? Do you want a hug? And I'm like, yes, all of that.
A hug and an extra spicy. Anything. Dude, I'm a Taco Bell alum. Actually.
Really? Did you work there?
I did in high school.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then I quit
Mhm.
in a bad way. I burned that bridge
Oh my God.
because they didn't give me
you burned it
Halloween
down.
off. I burned down the
Oh.
Taco Bell in South Dakota. Don't tell anybody. No, they didn't give me Halloween off, and I was like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
I
People
was,
don't realize how
15.
important Halloween is. Yeah. People don't realize how important Halloween is. I remember, so my roommate and I used to live together, and we used to have, obviously, when I said roommate, when we lived together.
Thanks for putting that together, Bridge.
Yeah, I clarify the dumbest shit
Not
sometimes.
your roommate.
They had one
Just
bed.
to be clear.
The other roommate.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So we would like throw all these Halloween parties because it was like the best fucking holiday when you're in your ever. Mostly when you're a kid, it has benefits, but when you're an adult, when you're in your 20s, it's great because you just dress up. Everybody's, fucking drunk.
I still do.
Yeah.
Agreed. Same.
So
I love
we would have
Halloween.
all these parties, and I remember one of my buddies who was a friend. He used to be the Cthulhu on the show. He was like, I can't remember. We were writing something or whatever, and I was like, oh, I can't do anything this day, and it was like the 30th or 29th or whatever, and he's like, are you going out for Halloween? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going out for Halloween. And he was like, aren't you a little, and I wasn't even the age I am now. I was only like 28, 29 at the time. And he's like, I don't understand people going out for Halloween. I'm like, do you not have friends? I'm like, you can just tell me you don't have friends because like, what are you talking about?
The people who don't have friends should be going out for Halloween. That's how you make friends.
Exactly.
You put on a good costume and show up anywhere and everyone's going to be like, hey.
Yes, exactly. And like, also you've always I mean, I don't know. Halloween's like the perfect time to hook up too. Everybody's already kind of wearing something super loose or comfortable, or I mean, that was for my case. That was the case, but that's why I had.
You were a
parties
slutty nurse, weren't you?
I was a slutty everything. Just whatever's in front of my costume. I actually tried to. What was your like favorite costume? Do you have one that you remember?
Actually, so I play in a band called Grandma's Boyfriend. It's kind of a punk dance band, and we do a Halloween ball every year.
That's
and
so cool.
So this last year, a few months ago, felt like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like a Botox victim.
Oh, okay.
So, my bass player actually found these crazy Botox lips that I applied, and then I just kind of like went all crazy, got like a bald cap and did the whole gown, and like got like a nudie suit, and then just like drew stitches or
Amazing.
marks everywhere. And I was it was like very trash creative. It was very low budget, very simple, but like it got the point across. But usually I like to do scary, like very scary.
That's cool.
And I like hire a makeup artist and everything. And it's like,
wow.
I'm like, make me ugly, like whole face, like teeth, and
wow, that's
it's fun.
Awesome.
It's so fun.
If I could do that, that would have been awesome. I made my stuff for the most part. Like I think one of my favorite, I always wore like comfortable shit, like stuff I would normally wear, but then dude, I was Johnny Bravo one year. And I just had my black T-shirt. I already had the jeans, and
the cartoon character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
he
my
looked
hair
a lot like him.
I did. I wish we had that picture. That would have been cool to toss up. But I had, my hair wasn't this long, but it was like longer, where it would stand up a little bit. And I tried to dye it blonde with a spray, and it did not work. So I had to wind up getting this foam. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this is like a spray-on dye, and it's yellow." And it wound up like my hair is like jet black. It wound up turning like a little green, and I was like, "That's not a great look." So, but I had this foam stuff, and I just kind of like cut cardboard out and did that, and then that was it. That was my whole thing. And I had sunglasses on, so I got to wear sunglasses, fake hair, on a visor, and fucking a black T-shirt. And I was Chester Cheeto one year, and I got to hand out Cheetos.
Ooh. Did you have like a suit?
No, I wore a white T-shirt and then found an orange.
You're like, no, I was the guy that passed out eating Chester Cheeto. I had sex with Chester Cheeto.
It's all over my face. Yeah, that would have been a great costume the following year. I had the white T-shirt. I had an orange hoodie that I zipped up. Oh, that I zipped up like no, I didn't zip it up. I had that because it was the white belly. So I had the white T-shirt, orange hoodie. I drew stripes on it, And then I got orange sweatpants, drew stripes on those, made a tail that could bend. So I put it onto the fucking sweatpants and then had cat ears. And then wore and I had the hood up and I put the cat ears on top of the hood and I had sunglasses. That was it. Yeah. And white gloves.
And everyone was like,
creative.
Trashy creative. Everyone was like,
creative.
Yep.
Well done. And I'm like, damn right, well done.
Yeah.
It's like just like $12 at Target. It's pretty great.
I enjoy it. I'm big on like I always wanted to win. Like I'm very competitive, so I always want to win the contest.
I want to win Halloween.
Yeah, I want to win. I want everybody to be like, this guy right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite one was though. I feel like I crushed Day of the Dead. I used to be good at coupley costumes, and my wife doesn't love dressing up, so it's gotten tougher.
Oh my God.
I know. You know what?
She's
this
just
Halloween.
like,
yeah. Boring. Doesn't like people in costumes. My brother has his birthday right around Halloween, so we all dressed up as a version of him. So it came out to like everybody was him from a different point of his life, which was interesting.
That's funny.
hilarious.
Yeah. I had somebody come to a Halloween party that I had once that was dressed up as me.
That's fun.
And I was like, who are
Did you know it right away?
No.
That's hilarious.
No, I was dressed as Dolly Parton that year, I think, too.
Awesome.
This girl that I was dating,
just say roommate, dude. That's cool. My roommate.
She went for Halloween as me one year, and she actually wore like a leather, what I wear on stage. She wore like a leather jacket.
That's fun.
Yeah, had and jeans or whatever, and then like took her hair and poofed it up this way. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's really fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
John was like, are you being Johnny Bravo?
She did have blonde hair, so it worked out well.
There you go. Nailed it.
But yeah, I was like, she wouldn't tell me what she was going to be for Halloween, and then now she showed up, and I was like, touche.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that going.
Yeah.
Well, also, or just like, ooh, are you well? Yeah.
I didn't notice any red flags then, but I was like, maybe I should.
I think I'm just gonna dress up like a red flag next Halloween.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Just throwing them out.
You should
pull them out of my ass.
Have red flags on red flags on each side of your pocket, and then when you do something red flaggy, that's when you give it to somebody.
Yeah, just
like knock a drink out of their hand.
Yeah,
or like say a secret that you know about them out loud at the party and hand it. There's like that gives you carte blanche to be a dick.
Yeah,
that's pretty great.
Just be like, this is what happens when you're on dating apps after COVID. You're just looking for them.
Did you? I stopped seeing somebody right before COVID, and I feel like I made a mistake.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because after like COVID hit, I was like, "Do you want to be in each other's circles, or are we still done?" Or
do you want to be my cough friend? No, I was single as fuck.
Okay.
For COVID, and I have a 10-year-old child, so
nice.
I did the homeschooling thing and went out of my mind a little bit. But I got a lot of creative stuff done too.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, it was about last spring, kind of tiptoed back into that a little bit, and then ate a bunch of red flags and then threw them up, and then went back into my hole for 2 months and just started kind of trying it out again.
It's hard. Tom, how did you meet your wife?
Me? Oh, yeah. I've known her a long time.
My wife.
Yeah. How did you meet your wife? No, I was gonna say I didn't want, because I forget who has met. I haven't dipped into the dating in the virtual yet. You know what I mean? Like the apps and stuff. I did it once when I moved to California to try to meet people. And also I didn't know anybody there. And I was like, oh, this could be fun. Never fucking did it again because it's a fucking horror show sometimes. I mean, I don't know how people find, but it really is like, they give you like 10 good people, and then after that it's just like garbage. It's not fun.
Dude, I went for a walk with my friend who is about 8 months pregnant, and she's like, tell me everything about Bumble and Hinge and whatever. Right. And after I was like, oh, do you really want to hear about it? It's a bummer. And she's
Yeah.
like, yes. And her description was, man, this is some Tales from the Crypt shit, Haley. Like, and I was like, yeah, just be grateful for where you are in your life right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's a rough scene.
It is. I feel like I do that for my friends too when they ask me about single shit, and I'm just like, yeah, and they're like, wow, I actually kind of miss my wife, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna
good.
go home to bed with my partner.
Yeah.
After hearing your nightmare.
Yeah, I know exactly. I think I'm just at that point now too, where like I don't care. Like I've been like I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? Like when you, I don't like I feel like if I die alone, it doesn't matter. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's people who like they're good at relationships, they want to be in them. But I've been in relationships before. I do the dating thing or whatever, and now it just doesn't cross my mind like at all. Like I don't think about it as much. Like if I meet somebody and they're fucking cool and whatever happens, great. But like I never think about it, and I feel like I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna be like 90, and then just like, oh shit, I've fallen.
And then there's an
literally...
app for that.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. My friend Joanne, who introduced me to your music, has a joke where there's an app for older people called Carbon Dating, and I love it. It's a great joke.
It's a good joke.
It's a real solid joke. I feel
that's good.
Yeah.
Is Joanne a comedian?
Joanne is a comedian. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We travel together all the time, and we love. I mean, who doesn't love music? But we like really love. Like we just constantly trade songs all the time, and like just build these playlists before we're going on a long road trip. And she introduced me to your music. So, and I'm like, she's like, you would really love it. And I'm like, cool. And I usually trust her at this point because she knows my taste.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it was awesome.
Well, thanks, Joanne. I was like, how's this guy know who I am? I work really hard at not having people know who I am.
Not getting on the radar.
I thought you were going to say I work really hard to not having dudes know who I am. And I was just like, oh.
No, yeah. I don't like men listening to my music.
Do you know Camilla Gray from Her? Okay. So we'll cut out that you don't know her, but she's it's just like, yes. But no, she's great. She's another one that we had on the show, and she tours with Adam Lambert right now, but she had a band, and Joanne had introduced me to that band too. And she's basically said the same thing. She's like, yeah, you reached out, your manager reached out, and I was like, cool, but he's not my demographic. So how did he know? And I was like, why am I not your demographic? Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I want to know, when you were driving for Lyft, would you play your own music and sing along to it and see if people would get it or not? I would do that if I were you. 100%. No.
No, I basically just, at that time, I only listened to like the R&B station here.
Oh, okay.
Really?
And like if somebody, I always ask people if they wanted something different, and usually people were like, huh? I was like,
yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
but no, I did have a couple times when people were like, hey, this is a thing, and I don't know if this is a Midwest thing or if I really just don't look like myself in photos or whatever. But more times than not, people don't say, oh my God, are you Haley? Or, oh, you Haley Bonar?
Mm-hmm.
They go, you really look like that singer, Haley. Nice. And I'm like, just wiping the coffee shop down. Like, thanks. I heard she's a babe.
That's
you
funny.
Listing off compliments.
Cream. Yeah. Celebrities are just like us. But it's really like, it's not just like, oh, a couple of times that's happened. It's like, no, like a lot of times. They're like, you really look like this singer. Like,
that's awesome.
Who?
Yeah.
Only one time I was like, no, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you're like, say the name. Yeah, right. You're like, what's her name? Like, who do I look like?
What's the song? What's the song you like of hers?
Yeah. So what's the song, and like, how hot is she to
you? Have you heard if she's good in bed? Yeah. Like, what have you heard? Yeah. That'd be crazy if you like sang one of your songs. Does it sound like this? And they'd be like, you sound just like her. Like,
I'd be like, oh, actually, I'm an impressionist.
oh.
Mhm.
You know what'd be really funny too is if you like were like, I cover all of her shit. Like when she
Yeah.
can't hit these notes, but I do
Yeah.
it for her. No one knows.
She's like hella flat, but I can do it.
I usually get a lot of like, you look lost. Are you okay?
You
Like
look
nobody knows.
lost. Do you need a cup of soup?
Nobody cares. Yeah, they're like, are you home? Did someone give you that jacket? Because you don't look like
Yeah.
you would have clothes. Yeah, that's basically it. But like, I wanted to ask you before because you were talking about being lucratively creative. Maybe not even lucratively. I mean, that's probably the wrong way to put it. But like, creatively, in terms of the pandemic, do you feel like you got like stuff done that you wouldn't normally get done, like music wise and like art wise?
Yeah, definitely. I started painting in like 2019.
Nice.
Just because, and then was like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to hunker down and get better at that. And, you know, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just really fun to have something to switch back and forth from. But I recorded a record from home during 2020 and sat on it for the last year. And now I'm like, I might redo it.
Oh,
now.
wow.
But I don't know. So I honestly, like, I loved not touring. I know everybody's like sad about, you know, not seeing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Not one of those people because you know, it freaks me out to be at a show. It freaks me out to be on stage at a show. Like, I just am like, I like my home and I'm an old lady. I want to stay home and paint. So but it was really a good opportunity to kind of get more familiar with engineering and
cool.
Get a better microphone and actually, you know, make a little bit of a vocal booth out of my closet. And, I mean, it's not like I hadn't recorded things at home before over the years, but it was the first time that I was like, you know, I'm going to program drums and I'm going to play synth bass and do all this stuff. And I really only shipped out a few things to other people to do.
Did you play it yourself? Like you played it yourself and then you went over and layered the track?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Why do you want to go back and redo it? Is it because of the way it was recorded, or you feel like just the stuff's changed a little bit?
I think I don't want to redo all of it, but there are just some things that, you know, like it doesn't feel like I always want to feel like 100% about things. And I feel like there's been a lot of times when I haven't been and I've put something out anyway. And then for the rest of my life, I'm like, I never want to hear that song because I'm just going to know exactly what sucks about it in my mind or whatever. And, so I kind of made a promise to myself, like, you're not going to do that again. So you're only going to put it out if it's like A++ in your book and you can, you know, live with it. And I just, you know, I think that like over time too, like some of the lyrics I feel like could be changed or, you know, just production wise, like get another voice in there. So I'm actually, I'm working with this guy, Steve Garrington. He played in the band Low for a long time and did like a lot of their last like 3 or 4 records production stuff. And he's fantastic. He's a really talented bass player and does all the stuff. So we're working on a song. Well, we've had to reschedule 3 times our recordings because of COVID.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's still just like, I don't know what it's like where you guys live, but it's still going strong here.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. We're in New York and New Jersey. So it's everywhere. So.
And it's probably, New York, I envy a little bit because at least they had where like you could go into a restaurant and they would check your Vax pass or some shit. Like Jersey, the shore trash that I live with is just fucking believable. Like they're so dumb and just, you know, they loved their summer, so they were like, yeah, we're drinking outside. You know, they didn't want, you know, they were like fighting over the, like, you know, the bar at the Applebee's, why they couldn't go there anymore. I'm like, I get you want to avoid your family, but no one told you to fucking have one. You know what I mean? Like So it's just it's a disaster.
So you have a huge fan base in New Jersey, is what you're saying?
Yeah, surprisingly, he
does.
I know it is.
They're masochists.
Oh my God, you beat me to it. I was about to say that.
Yeah,
many masochists.
You know, what's really surprising is I was listening to BBC today, and they were talking about Ottawa, like the protests that are going on there, the anti-COVID mandates or whatever, and I was like, what?
I know.
Canadians are the most like, okay, follow the rules, eh? Like totally not. It just really surprised me. I was like, really?
Yeah,
Ottawa?
me
too. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess
they're
it's
also
everywhere,
very big Joe Rogan fans.
I was just gonna. You beat me to it too. I was gonna be like, it's fucking Joe Rogan. I was like, it really does feel like, because fucking Ted Nugent, that loser, was a psycho piece of shit, was on something the other day talking about how this is what it's all about. And I'm like, you didn't even look twice at Ottawa. You can't even spell it, you piece of shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how. But I feel like I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I'm like, there's no way that there's just angry Canadians. They've been sitting on anger for the last 100 years of their,
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, like,
it's all the ones that didn't get to play hockey.
Yeah. What was the Bounty? What was the guy, the cartoon from Hanna-Barbera back in the day? The red. He was
a Mountie?
A Mountie. Yeah, the Mountie guy. What was his name?
There was a moose involved.
It was a moose. You're right. Yeah, the moose and the...
A moose, a Mountie, a loony, a toonie.
No, not Bullwinkle.
No, but wasn't he with Bullwinkle? No,
the Mountie? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'll do my research.
I don't know, and I should know that. Like, my family is all Canadian.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. I have dual citizenship because I was born there.
Oh, want to flee? Because I would flee.
I would want to flee, except for the fact that they don't see the sun up in Canada. It's so cold. And then,
I know
I live in Minnesota, and it's like, I'm one to talk, but honestly,
yeah,
it's a lot colder up there, and like their summers are like 4 weeks long, and it just whatever. And it's complicated. A child here, so Rocky and Bullwinkle. Somebody said,
yeah. I remember them.
Listening.
Oh my God, this is gonna drive me crazy. I'll figure it out
more.
Yeah, he's right. There's Rocky and Bullwinkle. But
so the Mountie's not part of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
No. His name it doesn't matter. It's this fucking guy. Oh, Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah, we're gonna get sued for showing something like that. But they're like, you cannot use our cartoon on your
likeness.
Yeah, or likeness. That's rude. Yeah, Dudley Do-Right.
Okay.
You know what? Honestly, it wasn't really worth bringing it up.
So what part of Canada was your family from?
I was born in Manitoba.
Nice.
2 hours west of Winnipeg.
Cool.
And then I've got family in Toronto and Alberta as well.
That's awesome. I think Manitoba, you can see the Northern Lights sometimes, right?
Yes, if you go up north. Yeah. But it's prairie, so it's very, very windy and cold, and just like a lot of stabbings.
You're like just out of boredom and should try to keep warm.
Yeah, people
honestly.
are just bored. They just like talk about angry Canadians. No, but really, it is like the stab capital of Canada. I think is Winnipeg.
Stab capital. That's great.
But they're very apologetic when they do it.
Yeah,
like,
super sorry. I got to do this. Eh? Super angry. I didn't get into hockey.
Anyway. Is it like one of those things? Like, is the Northern Lights in Canada like? Are you guys just used to it, and that's like a touristy thing to go do? Or you guys like? Is it a fun thing to fucking do?
I feel like I can't speak to that because I haven't lived in Canada since I was a baby, and
So they went from there to South Dakota.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, they're a roundabout way. Made our way to South Dakota. My dad just got a job in the Black Hills and liked Rapid City, and so I grew up there. And then as soon as I was 18, I got the fuck out of Ran
that when you
to Minnesota, and I moved up to Duluth, Minnesota.
Very nice.
Which is very it's a beautiful place. And I loved living there for about 3.5 years, and then I got a little I needed a little bit more going on, but so here I am, St. Paul. That's my speed. It's pretty small city and very boring, and the downtown closes at like 10:30, and I love it. It's a very livable place. In fact, it was voted most livable city by Travel Magazine.
Wow.
I think it was. I don't know the name of the magazine. Maybe it's AARP. I don't know. Probably.
That's a very like innocuous title. Very most livable.
Most livable city.
Can live there.
You can live there for
survive.
Cheap. You can survive
for a bit of time.
They have decent transportation and good jobs, and it's affordable. I think that's basically what that means. So. Yeah. But yeah, I've been living here for 15 years about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there a big art scene? Because I know somebody was telling me in Minnesota there's like an area with a very big arts, like up and coming art scene.
Up and coming art scene. Oh, I don't know. Minneapolis, and I mean, it's the Twin Cities, so Minneapolis is the hotter twin. Everybody knows.
It's the Mary Kate.
St. Paul is smarter, so
it's the
whatever your type is. No, but right. Minneapolis is an incredible music scene. It's been around for a long time, and arts in general. There's always awesome stuff going on. And I love the museums here a lot, and I feel like you guys, you coasters. They just fly over country.
Yeah,
like
we do.
Up and coming, but like everyone here is like, "Do you ever heard of Prince? Come on, man!" Like,
it's true.
We're cool.
Yeah,
but there is really like it's rich. It's rich culturally.
Yeah.
Even though it can feel like not like that sometimes, I guess. But I think that's just my opinion, because that's just nothing's been really happening like in the same capacity in the last couple of years. But no, it's amazing here, and I love living in a smaller metro area where you can like have you can book shows easily, and you can go see all kinds of cool art displays and whatever, and it's never like too crazy, but yeah, that's my spiel. You should know better.
And you have the Midwest Music Fest coming up, so have you done that year after year, or is this earlier on?
I have not. This actually, I feel like I played it. I should know this, but I feel like I played it a long time ago, like when maybe one of their first years, 11 or 12 years ago. And they've kind of like, they've been working on it. They've been getting, a little bit more diverse. It kind of seemed like it was like more of a like white folk guys festival for a long time, and now it seems like it's like kind of expanded into different genres and stuff. So if they would have asked me a year ago, I would have been like, hell no. But this year I was like, yeah.
Do you get to know who's going to be on it in advance? Like, do you get to see if your friends are going to be performing too, or do they just ask you if you want to do it and you're like, fuck, I guess I got to say yes or no without knowing? No,
they usually give you kind of a heads up of like if they're, whoever's confirmed, but they book it so far in advance basically it's like, can you do it or not? And you're like, okay, we'll see. But I'm really excited about it. I think it's a cool lineup, and
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
lot
looks
of
like
the
a great
bands on
lineup.
there are awesome. So
Yeah. It looks like you're headlining, like one of the co-headliners
like,
on it.
I know.
You're
I was
up.
like, is that because the letters fit? Because let's be honest here.
I didn't even think of that. I was just like, no, it's perfect.
I mean,
That's-
maybe. Yeah.
No, you're
I
headlining.
think it's cool though.
Absolutely. I would love to go to that if I was like actually in the area. That'd be fun. I've never been to Minnesota. I've never even for like a gig. I don't know why. I don't think
What?
Are there any
Really?
comedy clubs? Never been to Minnesota for a gig. Never been to Minnesota or the Dakotas.
And I'm dying to go to the Dakotas, and I had a gig booked for June in Minnesota. Random, right? That I have a gig booked in June in Minnesota.
Holy
But
shit!
I don't know if it's gonna happen. But I was actually gonna see if you wanted to try to do something out there.
Wait,
'cause I would do it.
whoa. Tell me more about this. Where's your gig?
So I do a lot of like I had a private event booked in Minnesota, like a country club, like outside of
Ooh.
Minneapolis. So that's where I was supposed to be going into. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a whole vacation of it. I personally am dying to go see Mount Rushmore, which I haven't seen yet.
Oh,
So I was trying
That's about
to get
9 hours away.
I know. And I wanted to
Yeah.
wanted to get a Winnebago. I've never traveled in a Winnebago. And my wife does not like to live out of a van, is what she tells me. So she's like, why don't you
Weird.
and John do things and you can take? And I'm like, you know what? Me and
I'll do
John
it.
will be roommates. So
Yeah.
he can refer me as his roommate
Yeah.
while we drive cross country.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I like this for you. I like this idea for you guys.
I've driven cross country in a fucking Honda Civic 2-door. So yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I would legitimately wear that size car.
Twice.
I need something.
Dude.
I need to be able to move over here.
I felt bad when I
know
got
where you
that
can
car.
get a Winnebago too, by
Really?
the way.
I
Yes,
need to do it.
there's legit a Winnebago rental place in St. Paul.
Holy shit!
It's fucking cool.
Perfect.
Like
nice.
yeah,
that would be-
so I say you do this, but I think you do need to do a like gig. And
Oh yeah. I would love to do stand up there. I mean, I don't even know any comedy clubs that are there.
oh, you could do a gig at the comedy club in the Mall of America.
That would be fun.
Because
Sounds-
for me personally,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go to a show there.
Oh.
Pauly Shore did 2 nights last week.
Yeah,
There you
Yeah.
go. The
Ah.
Weasel, John. The Weasel.
he's a good guy. Yeah,
He's in the juice.
he's a nice guy.
He weased the juice 2 nights at the Mall of America, and but I was like, God, I've never been to a show there. But there's tons of comedy clubs here.
Oh, sweet.
Like Acme Comedy Club's probably like the most well known, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's great. Like there really is like a lot of
I
comedy.
feel like if you do
going
bad
on,
there, they'll
so-
drop a safe on your head.
Do what?
If you do bad there, they'll drop an anvil
Oh,
right on your head.
Acme. Wah, wah.
Oh,
But
great.
I personally, I've discovered that I'm coming out of the closet about it more now that I fucking love the Mall of America. I think it's a fucking miracle.
You heard it here, guys.
You heard it here first.
Breaking news. Do the sound, John.
I'm there. Everyone's like,
I love the Mall of America, and let me tell you why. It
Yeah.
really is like amazing, especially here in the winter when it's just like depressing and cold and ooh.
right.
You go to the Mall of America and there's like every kind of food you could ever want. There's 4 floors of the amusement park. You can walk. You can do the mall walking thing.
Yeah.
And there's like a really awesome arcade up on the same floor as the comedy club that has like all these creepy old games like you know, kind of like the one in Big, like the Zoltar,
the
but it's like
Zoltar
Zelda. It's a lady, and she's even
Oh, shit.
crazier. But it's like that kind of thing. And there's like old.
She makes you
like-
younger, but she also gives you gout. It's like a weird mix when you,
Yeah.
when you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I didn't ask for this.
No, she gave me amazing skin. I went there like last week. I was like, Taurus, and she was like, you will have. She's like, Sephora's on floor 3. And I was like, hey.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
Could you imagine
Anyway.
if those machines did do that though? They're like, oh, check out Reebok. Down
Yeah,
at- I don't want
they're like,
Reebok.
here's a coupon.
Yeah. Like, holy
They,
shit.
they tell you something that like you need for like to improve yourself. They're like,
Yeah.
toothpaste is on sale at Five Below. But anyway.
Oh. Hey, that was legitimate stun.
Yeah, that was crazy.
More? I
like,
agree that we definitely do need a dystopian road trip.
Yeah, we do. Well, dude, we're gonna we're doing that live show, but I think we're gonna go to our friend's farm at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I'm looking forward to.
I think so too, man. I think it'd be great. I think she'll come back on, right? Or did her computer like die? Maybe the cat like.
All right, we don't have to make up all the reasons why while we wait for her. There she is. She's back with us already.
The Mall of America cut me out.
Yeah, they were like, that's enough about the Zelda whole time.
Yeah.
Stop giving away the Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, don't tell everybody about the 4th floor.
The funny part is when you go there, there's only 3 floors.
Cool. Yeah, there's only 3 floors, Haley. But yeah, I like it because you can buy a card and you can play skee ball, and that's just I'm a skee ball addict. So it's just, but it's like you don't have to fuck around with quarters, nothing. You're just like pop 20 on that card and then boop boop boop.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
But anyway, I really want you to do a show there.
I will. Now that you've sold me on the arcade,
Please.
I love when there's like a comedy club and then like someplace I can go fuck off in. You know what I mean? And like I know most dudes that are on the road are like comedy club and a strip club. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, thank you. I will. Oh, dude. The older the comedian, when I was younger and I used to go out on the road, like the older comics, like it was just pure. It was trashy creative. But it was very much like that.
No, I can feel the misogyny. I can feel
this is how much of a nerd I am, right? So we do this show. I do the show in Virginia, and and I was before I was headlining, so I was opening for this dude. No one knows who he is.
Don't say a name. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Tom always has to. Tom's like, don't fucking say that. He's a nice guy. He's just retarded. So, I know I shouldn't have said that either. It's fine. Let it go.
Edit.
It's fine.
You're terrible.
I know. Tell me about it. So we do this show, and there's a comic book store that's open till like 3:00 in the morning, right? I don't know why, but it just was. So it's like right next door. So I go and hang out next door, and we have to see people after the show, and take photos, blah blah blah. Do that. I peace out, and the headliner comes and finds me in the comic store. He's like, dude. He's like, this girl's been asking about you. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, I told her where we're staying. And I was like, why? Why would you do this? And he was just like, oh man, come on, and whatever. And like, I was already seeing somebody to begin with anyway. But like on top of it, he just didn't get it. He was just like, I'm already dating. I'm like, no,
it's like a chick.
Yeah. And he's like, well,
at your show.
yeah. And he's like, and I felt fucking super. So cut to this happens, and then she like comes and finds me, and she's like, yeah, all my friends left, but he said we would all hang out or whatever. And I was like, yeah.
She's like, I just thought we were gonna go look at comics.
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like, yeah, and he said that you whatever. And I was just like, yeah, no, we are going to hang out. We're going to the fucking Waffle House, right? And I like looked at the dude, and this is how lame I am. We went to the Waffle House, and I like paid for like food and waffles, and then she was like, well, I don't know if my friends are coming back. And I'm like, I'll get you a cab. And I got her out of the thing. And he's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, guy. And I'm like, don't ever fucking do that shit again. Like, are you crazy? But like, that's like different mentalities. But I'm excited about the arcade.
It will not be like that here.
Yeah.
Trust me. No, everybody will just think you look like you. They won't actually talk to you. Like, you look like this guy I just saw.
Yeah.
On the microphone.
Same jacket.
And the hair.
And the hair, yeah.
And you're like, shut up and playing skee ball.
Yeah, I'm like, either get in this thing and pitch in, or you get the fuck out of here. That's my rule. We're winning that stuff.
I can help you out. Like, you're acting like I have like, I'm like knowledgeable about the comedy. I mean, I kind of am. I used to like be really into just going. I would go to open mic nights like at different clubs all of the time. I was just like, this is so raw. Ew, and it's awful. I love it. It's like I would much rather sit through 6 terrible comics for 3 minutes each or whatever and see like one person that was like oh, okay.
Yeah.
Than like any band that's like doing a bad
Wow.
show. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I was
Like,
going to ask you. Like,
yeah,
that's a weird thing because I won't watch comedy. I won't go to comedy clubs if I'm not on the
yeah.
show. But I will go see anybody's band, like, you know, a friend's band or whatever the hell it is. Like, I'll go see music, but I won't fucking sit through comedy.
I think that yes,
Wow.
that's probably like
It's a good
that for a
trade-off.
lot of people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because I know, yeah, a lot of other musicians. It's like all we do is talk about comedy, and
Oh,
I'm
really?
sure that like you guys,
Yeah.
it's like all we do is talk about how cool Haley is, and
Yeah, but
you know, whatever. And,
I always
Yeah.
ask my comedy friends like what they listen to because I always listen to music. Some people don't listen to anything like before they go on stage or you know, on the road trip. They'll like be very in their thoughts, and I'm like, I
mhm.
need fucking a playlist and some music to pump me up, to keep my brain going, like to get me in the mood
Yeah.
to like do everything. I remember going to one comedy club and I had to ask them to change the music because, and I love her, she's great, but they had like Adele blasting in the
Mhm.
background, and I was like, this is the most
You're like,
wrist
gonna
cutty
cry.
album. Like
Yeah.
the audience isn't having it. I'm fucking ready to take a like. Can we up the music? And they were
Yeah,
like,
read
"Oh,
the
yeah."
room, buddy.
Yeah. I'm like, this is supposed to be a
Adele
comedy
in a
club.
comedy club.
I know. It was
That's
like,
funny.
everyone's like,
But no.
they're like, "Boop, boop, boy." Like, are we gonna be
They're like,
okay?
someone like you. And you're like, hey,
I know.
Dystopia tonight.
It's terrible. Oh my god, I was fucking brutal. I
What
was
do
like,
you like? I'm curious, what is your like, do you ever like hand a playlist to people like that are running the board or whatever?
Yeah,
in
we
shows?
it's funny that you say that. Joanne and I have we call ourselves the Misfits of Comedy. And that's what whenever we do tours, a show together, that's what we like to label it as. And then we have a Misfits playlist that we usually like plug in and give to whatever. And it's just like, I'm trying to think of something that's on it. Like, right. It's a lot of 80s. We like 80s music, and it's a lot of like indie stuff and whatever. And just kind of fun. I don't know. I can't explain, like upbeat,
Yeah.
like, shit like that.
Yeah.
That way it's consistent. Like, you know what, whatever they're playing is like the same kind of crap. Plus it makes us happy.
Yep. No, I
Interesting.
am the same way. I like didn't care about it for years and years. I was just like, well, I don't know. And they're like, do you have a specific? And I was like, I'm not a diva. Okay. And then I was like, please play this.
Yeah.
And then like the second that I'm done, I want New Rose by The Damned to play the second
Ooh.
I'm done. And then I can dance off the stage. And it doesn't matter how like fucking emo and sad. I was just, you know, it like gets me out of my head. It gets the audience, you know, like, oh yeah, you're a person and we're all just, you know, whatever. But yeah, no, I think it's really important. And I don't like sitting in a club waiting for a show and be like,
no,
someone like you. And I'm like, I want to laugh, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I paid for a happy evening. Are you guys fucking crazy?
I can cry at home all day.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have been.
Yeah.
Aww,
it's good down music. Like when you leave a place like that, I'm like, I need something quiet to fucking cool me off. Then I'll fucking go listen to that shit. But
Adele.
Or yeah, well, we have maybe.
Yeah.
It's strictly Wilson Phillips for me, but that's fine.
Okay.
No, I like how you don't even bat an eye. You're like, that checks out. I think he might try to play it off like he's joking, but he's not.
Whatever. I listen to all kinds of stuff. I have no pretense.
I know Echo and the Bunnymen, like Psychedelic Furs is definitely on that list. Echo and the Bunnymen. Trying to think of the Cult. I know that's probably mine. Like them. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit like that we like on there.
I like it. You started naming them out of nowhere, and we just had to go back to what you were thinking about.
Honestly, the
ADD.
Psychedelic Furs, Love My Way is probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
The synth in that song is just like,
yep.
It's just so beautiful. It's so good every time. I remember the first time I heard it, I was in like junior high, and I was just like, what the fuck? What is this sound? It's like from space, but it's also sad and like in your soul, and like makes you want to just like fall in love. And it's so good. And every single time I hear it, I'm like, I feel the exact same way. I'm like,
do you like The Ghost in You?
That is that from the same record?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
I think you would know. Do you know? Do you like the Strokes?
Yes.
Okay, so their new song "Eternal Summer."
I don't know it.
Okay, you got to
I'm
check
like,
that
I
out
like the Strokes. Their first album.
Yeah, no, I know.
I just haven't educated myself on anything since then. But yeah,
they came out with a new song called "Eternal Summer." It's really great, and one of the dudes from Psychedelic Furs worked on this song "Eternal Summer" with them, and so they've got
I'm
the
writing
same.
it down.
Oh yeah, you got to check it out because you'll notice it right away. The chorus has that song that I guess the same chorus from "Ghost in You," like the same kind of theme. In mixed in with Eternal Summer, and it's such a weird throwback because it's a brand new song, obviously new lyrics, but has the same
melody.
Melody as Ghost in You. So it's so fucking cool. It's like really well done.
That's awesome. I'll check it out.
Yeah, please.
Do you have favorite comics?
Oh, who, me?
Yeah.
That's a good
question.
You're
asking that old guy. Who's your favorite comic besides you?
Well,
yes. I'd have to say Maria Bamford, who's Minnesotan, by the way, from Duluth. Mitch Hedberg, who's buried in Minnesota. By the way,
I think he was from there too.
Yeah,
that's why he's buried there. Yeah,
right in Roselawn Cemetery, a couple miles from my house.
Wow.
I love Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele and Tig Notaro and Sarah Silverman and I really like I have a lot of favorites, but I mean that's my favorite kind of entertainment for sure.
Oh, nice.
It's just
Super interesting.
Yeah, I know.
They're all great.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Tig Notaro's? They do that show, I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
But they'll put her with somebody that's famous, and she has to try to guess who they are, and she doesn't know.
No.
She, like legit, she just doesn't follow celebrity culture.
It's so crazy.
No, but
so
I
good.
have to listen to it.
It's on Facebook.
She's so fucking funny. I can't I was really sad that they didn't make another season of her show, One Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was such a great show.
That was really cool.
I was like, what? You met the love of your life and then it just ends? No more. But no, she's terrific. I love that documentary that she did when she just played in people's houses.
Yes.
And do you remember the one where she the bit where she just did the clown nose, the
yes,
just that, and then people would just laugh, and then she'd do it more, and she'd be like, "It's so stupid."
Yeah,
but then she'd do it, and she'd be like, "You all laugh every time." But it was it just built on itself, and I was like, "Oh my god."
She's a genius like that.
Yes, I love it, when people aren't afraid to be stupid like that, because it's everybody can get wit and sarcasm and all cultural references, or you can just fart and it's fucking hilarious.
Have you ever heard her tell her
did that as a encore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She had an encore, and she was like, we're getting a new bit, really build it up, but it went on and on and on and on.
That's
and
so
people
great.
were just and then it got kind of funny again. I was like, yay!
Amazing. Yeah, she's incredible. Have you ever heard Tig Notaro tell her Taylor Dane story?
No.
Oh my fucking god! I can't ruin it for you. It's
Who's
that
Taylor
good.
Dane? Is that a comedian?
No, she's a singer. She's the one who's no, she sings Honey, I'll Be Your Shelter. I'll be your that one that. I'm not gonna sing it. But she sings the song I'll Be Your Shelter. That's the song. No, nothing.
Taylor Dane. How do you spell it?
You would know Taylordane, I think.
Or Dayne.
Okay.
Dayne. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, if you just Google that, it's gonna be the first video that pops up. It's fucking hilarious. It's a long bit, but it's so worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think her breakout hit was Tell It to My Heart.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, of course I picked the one that people are second belling. I'm oh, she sings. Everyone's
John gives you the B side.
It's a good song. don't know what you're talking about.
I'm like, I only know the hits, John.
Yeah, you're
like
like
psychedelic furs. I was like, oh my god, I love that band, and I was like, well, I love that one song.
I do the same shit though. I feel like everybody does that. Where I'm like, I
Eh.
love this band, and they're like, do you know their obscure shit? And you're like,
They're like, nope.
the one, yeah, they're like, no. I feel the same way about a lot of crap. Where like, I'll be like, I really do like a thing, but I don't get obsessed about everything I like. I just like, I'm like, oh, I really like this thing, and they're like, do you? Like, I love biking, and I'll say that out loud. I like to ride my bike, but briefly for like an hour, you know. And they'll be like, oh, you love biking? Do you know the? And they'll name some bike, and I'm like, no. And they're like, what about how do you do your? And I'm like, I don't. I just usually fucking wait until something breaks, and then I bring it back. Like, I don't do any of that shit. And they're like, well, then you don't really love it. I'm like, no, but I do. I enjoy.
What's the most annoying question that you can be asked? Like about. Let's take it down. So like if somebody's just like meeting you at a party, oh John, yeah, I think I might have heard of you, whatever. What's the most annoying question that comes next for you?
Most annoying question that comes next is usually can you tell me something? Like, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke that you're working on right now. Like, are you working on anything new? Give me something that you're working on right now. And I'm like, no, like that annoys me more than tell me a joke. Cause at least I can do a street joke. But like the most annoying one is when somebody wants to like hear an unfinished bit that they're not going to care about. And then they want to judge it in front of you. And you're like, why would I do that? It's like singing somebody like half a song. And they're like, is that how you're going to end it
right now?
Yeah. What are you working on? And they also do it. That's another thing that annoys me. Now I'm going off. That's another thing that annoys me about it too, is that they assume that we're equal. So like, what are you working on right now? And I'm like, fuck you. Like, that's what I'm working on right now.
What do you mean they assume that we're equal? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, they obviously don't have the same, like, they're not in any kind of creative field. So like, what are you working on right now? Like, they want to riff with you, and you're just like, I don't know. Like, we don't do this. Like, what numbers are you crunching the accounting firm, Steve? Like, what do you know? Like, I'm not doing that shit. Your job good? Good. Is it bad? All right.
Yeah.
But that's like probably the most. Anything else I don't mind being asked. Like, I don't. Or you know what annoys me? You ever get people who like when you get something? Sometimes I get this from friends, and they're like, "Oh, how'd you get that?" And I'm like, "I fucking worked."
Oh, right.
Yeah, where you're like, because you can almost hear in their voice that they didn't think you ever would, and you're just like, "Fuck, that's brutal." Like,
yeah. Oh no, I actually just got an interview, a list of questions that was basically asking me like how every man that's been associated with my records or career at some point, how did you get them involved? How'd you meet them? How'd you meet? And it's like, I'm sorry, did you want to ask me about my music?
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about how I met someone that played on my record 12 years ago because I fucking asked them to, and they said yes.
It's such a weird thing.
It is like, it's like, I feel like I get really amped up about stuff like that, and I have to like really like take a step back and like answer things and walk away and then come back, and like that's like primarily why I tell people I only want to do email because I'm like, I have to cool down because there's so much gross stuff like that where it's like, well, how'd you get hooked up with this person, or how did it? And the way that it comes across, it's like, I don't think that people intentionally, but it's just like that. If you're not in that world, like you kind of just go, oh, I'm going to reach for these like celebrity names or whatever.
Yeah.
That are attached to you somehow. And that's something that I can, understand or whatever. And, but it doesn't necessarily come across as that, especially as a female, when you're like, well, and they didn't make my career happen. And,
right.
How did you get a Pitchfork review in 2012 or whatever? And I was like, I hate them. I'm going to walk away from this. Walk away, come back. But I wrote like a super fucking snarky answer to that. And I was like, I was like,
isn't that fun though? When you get, you didn't send it?
Not yet.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Don't take my advice though, because I would literally be like, send it. Whatever the first draft of that was, do it.
Run
it
it by
is weird,
me
but
first. I'm much more level-headed.
Yeah.
than Josh.
I've gotten better at editing myself with
Nice.
stuff like that. Cause like, yes, there's definitely like, and then, but it's like, I know I like to go back and read things and not be embarrassed about how moody I was when I answered that. But I also don't want to lie or be like,
right.
hey, like I've definitely said to several people who've interviewed me about things, just like, do you like hear yourself? Like, do you understand like how toxic that kind of a question is? Like, or like, hey, when you're interviewing a woman, how about the first thing doesn't have to be about how she's a mom?
Right.
Like I'm not here promoting my motherhood and like, you know what I mean? Like
I came out with a new album and a baby.
Home.
Right. And oddly enough, same time, not conflicting. Gonna promote them both.
Maybe when they're asking about the baby, they want to know if you're going to be working with that rapper.
The baby. How's the baby? They're fine.
Yeah, he seems to be doing all right. A little bit
How
of
did you get hooked
controversy.
up with the baby?
Yeah. That's how you should answer those questions next time they ask you about just like straight face it.
Just the baby.
Be like, I'm a little upset about what he had to say about
Yeah.
I can't remember this latest controversy. But it's crazy too. You're right though. You can sometimes tell when people don't know what to say and what to ask you, and they are just trying to pull from, it's like lazy journalism where they're like, oh, I don't know how to connect with somebody. Let me fucking ask, how did you get this guy? And you're like, oh my God, it's one of these people. But you can also tell when they're very much like, they don't understand why you got that or why you got the thing you got. And you're like, because I've been working forever and I'm my own level of talent. And
I know. It's it's tricky too, because like, I'm like pretty private and I don't like, I'm the worst like self promoter of all time and I don't care. It's just like, I'm just like, I just am the way I am and I'm not like, screaming from the rooftops every time I get a music placement in something, it's like, sometimes I'll post about it, but usually I don't. And then people are like, why didn't you fucking say you had this fucking film, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I just wanted
that's
to
the other
get
thing too
paid.
But that's the other thing too, is like social media makes it so they can demand like you connect with them. And I really wish we didn't live in that kind of, like, I would love to just be able to go out on the road and that's the only thing I have to worry about is, do I have jokes? Can I get to the place I need to get to? And then I'm going to go home. And now it's like, got to post a flyer, got to make a flyer, got to fucking, do all that shit ahead of time. And if you don't do that, they're like, do you not care about your art? And I'm like, no, I worked on the art.
Yeah.
This is dumb shit.
No, you have no idea how much I care about it.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't care about it. What I don't care about is being on Instagram all day. That's what I don't care about. That's what, and it's like, people are like, yeah, well, you gotta, and it's like, do you though? Because maybe you don't.
Did you do any of the live streaming during the pandemic? Did you go to play any? Did you like have the urge to play any music?
No, I
didn't want to do Zoom shows either.
I actually, a friend of mine, Ian Allison, he's a really awesome bass player. He was like, hey, would you want to just do like one take 5 of your songs, just bass and vocals? And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. Like,
nice.
So we just had a guy come over and record it in my room and just did one take of each thing. And so it was like a live thing, but without the like dealing with the live stream issues and whatever. But the first time I ever did like a live story on Instagram, I had no idea what it even was. And so I just like turned it on. I think I was probably stoned.
Way to go.
Press the button. And then I was like, whoo, and then all of a sudden it was like, people were like popping up and like, hey. And I was like, and I like acted like I had bad reception and hung up.
That's genius. That's like, pretty great.
Shit.
People are playing it back like, did she just throw her phone?
Yeah.
People are like, we could see her making the noise.
Yeah. What? I can't see you. But no, it freaked me out. I was like, I don't like this.
Oh my God.
Feels weird. So that's why before I went on with you guys tonight, I was like, I'm scared.
Oh, you're crushing it. You're doing great. I feel bad. I haven't. Yeah, no. I mean, it's. I can't believe like an hour and something's already gone by. It's fucking nuts. Yeah. I want to ask you before we do wrap, though. What were you always passionate about music? Were you always that what you wanted to do when you were younger, or did you kind of fall into it in a different way?
I fell into it like a drunk off a curb. No, I did not want to be a musician. Here's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I always played music.
Okay.
The second that I could talk, I was singing and recording stuff. As soon as I had a keyboard, I was making songs. Always loved it. Anytime I had something to show my parents, I would make them turn around. I'd be like, I have a song to show you. I'm so excited. Turn around, and they'd be like, oh my God, fucking this kid's fucking nuts. But all I wanted to do was be a teacher.
Oh, wow.
And so like I was adamant, like I'm going to be a teacher, and I made my sisters play preschool with me on the weekends. This poor kids. I was like, we're gonna play school. And they're like, no, please. But I went to school at UMD. I was gonna be an English teacher. I was like, had no intention, but I was also doing open mic nights just because I was like in college and trying to make some extra money and, make some friends in the city that I didn't know people. And then I played an open mic night, this experimental Tuesday thing in Duluth, and this singer from that band Low, Al Sparhawk, was there, and he was like, hey, do you want to tour with us? We're leaving in like 2 weeks. And I was like, let me drop out of college. And I
just have to do one quick thing. That's awesome. Yeah.
But I was like, should I do this? And my parents were like, sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's your life. Yeah, I mean, you're good. You should do what you want to do. Like no one's parents are ever like, yeah, drop out of college and go pursue an art career.
It's crazy.
It's free, but I did.
Mine were chill though, pretty much like that too. Like I went to college for a year, and then I like literally like sat down and I was like, guys, like I really just want to give stand up a try. Like I think I can do it. It's not, this college shit, whatever. And I did it, and then I was like, I'm not going back. And they were like, have at it.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because I feel like that's not it. You're right. That's not everybody's story.
It's not. And like, but my parents were like, we had 3 other kids. Like, who cares what you do? But they also were just like, well, we would never say that if we were like, I don't know, Haley. But it was like, clearly you were born to do this thing that you do, and you're just always going to write songs and whatever. And so they were, thankfully supportive of that. But I always I feel good about my decision, especially like when I've gone back to Duluth to play at a like university affiliated show or something and gotten like a big fat check, and I'm just like, fuckers are paying off student loans, and I'm like, thank you. Okay, sometimes it does pay to drop out of college.
Oh my God.
But like, again, like I still can't believe it sometimes. I'm like, I'm a musician. Like I feel like I have to like prove it to people.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't really do it. I don't know how.
Yeah, I know. It is great. You know what? It's fun too is when you first realize you made more money than like every teacher that hated you. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I worked for an hour and I just banked more. You're like, this is awesome.
My teachers loved me, John. So
most of mine did. Yeah. Like,
and I think we found the name of the episode.
Most of my
Sometimes it pays to drop out of college with him.
Oh,
nice.
That's true.
Love it.
Yeah.
I like that it's going to be sometimes it pays to drop out of college with Haley.
Yes.
Oh.
Only with Haley, though.
Me.
Yeah. You gotta.
Only if I say so.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
You gotta. You got to pay to fly her out to your school. She comes hang out in your dorm.
Yep. I'll talk to your advisor. Be like, all right, what's the real deal with this guy? Or girl,
Can he
whatever.
really play the
Loser.
banjo?
Like, no, the ukulele is not for you, honey.
They're like, he doesn't even go to this school. He can drop out of it.
He's taking these classes for free.
Yeah. It really doesn't matter.
This kid and his recorder.
His parents
No, I
bought us a
honestly,
wing.
like, during the pandemic, I was like, maybe I should go back to school because I'm just fucking bored. And then, like, when I saw the price tag, I was like, I'm good. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I can always just pick up books and read.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm fine.
People
That
are
can be
taking
the
medical
name of the
advice from
episode.
Joe Rogan,
I'm
so you're fine. Yeah. That's the other.
I'm
that's the
fine,
B-side.
Haley.
Guys, she's fine. Oh my God. Well, listen, I just want to say thank you for coming on because I've had you on for longer than I said I was going to, but it's been a blast. But I'm going to ask you 3 questions that we ask every guest. So this is the staple now of the show. 1, if you can go back in time and talk to your younger self, what kind of advice would you give yourself that would help you today?
I feel like I should know this. Maybe just like quit being so hard on yourself.
I like that.
I just awful. Talked awful to myself. I still do sometimes, but not as bad. Yeah,
no, I hear you.
Be nice. Be nice to little Haley.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the second question: what had to end in your life, good or bad, that led you to where you are today?
I guess I needed to stop being a drunk person. I needed to stop being a closeted homo, and I needed to change my last name, which I did. So all of those things.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
Love it. And the last question is, if this was a real dystopia, alien, zombies, the whole shebang, whatever your nightmare situation is, how would you want to go out? What would be your epic death?
Okay, have you seen Melancholia?
No.
The Lars von Trier movie with
I heard
Kirsten
it's good,
Dunst and it's one of my
it's on my
movies.
list.
It's so good.
Oh, okay, cool.
That is the ending scene, and that is like I fucking cried my eyes out because it was just like, like that just a thing hits the earth, and then just done.
Now I have to watch the movie to get this answer so that our artist can draw your cover for the episode. I like that you've given me homework. You're like, if you haven't seen it yet.
I like the way she flipped it on you.
I know she did. I was like, wow, now I have. That's nice. Yeah, I do want to see it though. That's on my list. So that's fucking awesome.
It's a fantastic film.
They look like I love Kirsten Dunst, and I haven't seen her.
She's so amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
She's really great.
I just started watching that How to Be a God in Middle Florida or something.
Oh, how is that?
I have watched like 20 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, God, I love her.
Nice.
She's so fucking awesome. She has braces in the show. She's so cute.
I just watched her in that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. She was great in it too. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like
in everything.
Dude,
I'm not like mad at him, but
no,
just like Jesus.
I'll let him know. Oh yeah, we'll get the message out.
Yeah, he's you slow your roll.
He was in a Western of all things too. Yeah, just guy, please.
He was in
That's it.
The Power of the Dog.
That's it. And she was in that, and she was great.
Yes.
Yeah. They were all great.
So good. Oh my God. That's the director, Jane Campion.
Yes.
Film. She's fucking awesome.
Great fucking movie. Dark as hell though. Like that. Was I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't know what it was about.
Melancholia is just a little bit dark.
Good.
In case you didn't figure that out, being a Lars von Trier film, it's
right.
Dark,
Yeah.
But
no, it's fine. It's right up my alley.
It's good. I like that stuff. So
yeah, me too.
Any more questions for you?
No, that is it. That's
just where to find you.
Oh yeah,
Where to find me?
Patreon.
Yeah, so yes, I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Haley is a brat with 2 T's. And then I'm on all the iTunes and the Spotify and stuff like that. Like most of my records are under Haley Bonar, Bonar, but the last couple are under Haley. Nice. And a new record hopefully coming out sometime this year. We'll see how long I sit on it for.
Like an egg you're gonna hatch.
I'm going to just let it just sit all cozy.
I'm just gonna text you like 2 months from now and be like, "Are you done with that album yet?"
Don't.
And I won't. I feel so bad.
Show at the Mall of America. Yeah, we'll see.
Just keeps going back and forth forever. I'm like, oh, touche. Then you're gonna get a text from Tom and I like, in a Winnebago. Where's that album?
Oh my god. I love that for you guys. I wish the best for you, roommates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roommates.
Oh my god, this is a blast. Thank you so much for coming on. Seriously,
yes,
it was
thank
awesome.
you so much for having me.
And tell your cat goodbye. I saw him running around there for a little bit, stretching on the wall.
Yeah, I'm sad to say I have 3 of those fuckers. So anyway, I'll tell them you said hi.
All right, cool. Thanks so much. Peace.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great one.
Dystopia tonight.